should you send your kids to Harvard? They're going to say that my kids will never get into Harvard anyway. Okay, no. Any school, any college. If your kids are coming up on college age, you are still in a tough spot right now. There's no question that our colleges are a den of thieves. There's a solid chance that you drop your daughter off looking like this, like the girl on the left, and there's a good chance that she comes home back by Thanksgiving looking like the girl on the right. It's the same girl. There's a good chance that if you drop off your son, that they could be like the punter for the Bills, Matt Ariza, who was falsely accused of raping a girl, lost his job with the Bills. Took a few years before she admitted that she, made that part up. Whoops. That happens to a lot of men. Should you send your kids to these places? So I went to Yale, graduated 2007. I loved almost all of it. I got out alive. I was the token conservative on campus. What really saved me though, as I look back on it, was being on the swim team, which was full of mostly conservatives. But athletes at Yale are a different school. We literally called it Yale 1 and Yale 2. They were two different colleges. But it was pretty insane back then. As insane as Yale was in 2007, all schools are like that now. You may remember your college experience and you remember how much fun it was. It's not what it is anymore. It's not what it is. But we're still in a period of time where a college degree is still of some value. I don't know how much longer that's going to be the case. More and more companies and law firms and investment companies and all the rest are saying, we're not even going to hire any more Ivy League grads. Just the drama to value ratio. I mean, the Wall Street Journal wrote an article about this the other day. The drama to value ratio of an Ivy League grad is not worth it anymore. So universities today, they range between a waste of money and a national security threat. I don't know where you want to put them. It's a waste of money in the sense that it's just like this big giant party, like you're paying for your kids to just get drunk 4 nights a week and just have fun. Or these universities are like a threat to the nation. We can make the waste of money point real quick. In 2006, the president of Harvard was Larry Summers, and he was fired because he was given a speech where he was thinking out loud about why there's such a discrepancy between men and women in science. And he said, maybe there's an innate difference between men and women in different ways. He was fired for that. Larry Summers was the Secretary of the Treasury, chief economist at the World Bank, youngest ever Harvard econ professor to get tenure, published 6 books and over 100 academic articles. Claudine Gay, the current president of Harvard, she's published 11 academic articles. We now know that they're all plagiarized in unforgivable ways. She's written 0 books, and she's done nothing outside of academia. She is black, though. So at best, these places are led by mediocre diversity hires. At worst, they're national security threats. And I would argue that every problem we have in America stems from the university system. John Ellis in the Wall Street Journal made that point recently. Name the problem. Name the problem we have in America. Okay, out of control crime. That comes from the university. This idea that criminals are victims. We shouldn't punish them for it because they're a victim of their circumstances or whatever. That came from the university. Poorly educated and sexualized kids. Okay, that's academia. We've got to separate kids from their parents in every way. We've got to sexualize them younger and younger. That came from the university. A media that's the enemy to the people. There are journalism departments across the country with literally 0 conservatives in them. No professor who's conservative. How about censorship, shutting down conservatives? Okay, it came from our universities. You can't have real freedom of speech because there are oppressors. So we have to shut down the oppressors in order for the marginalized to actually have a voice. That's all universities. Open borders? Of course. The university mindset that nation states lead to wars and we should all be global citizens instead. All of this stuff comes from our universities. And we keep dropping our kids off there, thinking it'll be fine because they need to get a college degree. And you're handing your kids over to Marxists. And at a private school, you can now do that for the low price of $70,000 a year. Everything wrong in America can be traced back to our universities. These are the people who choose our elites. They're the ones who choose our professional class. Colleges and universities, they're like the Panama Canal of the professional class. The doctors, the lawyers, the nurses, the teachers, the directors and producers and journalists. And it was the Marxist revolution was first they thought they could get the workers of the world to unite, but it wasn't enough. So they're like, we got to get everyone. We got to go into the universities. We got to take over everyone and everything. And it was a brilliant plan and they've executed it perfectly. Someone made the point that academia has died. No. Academia, as they define it, has never been more alive. Jason Hill, he's a professor, I think a philosophy professor at DePaul. He said the universities are a living, breathing national security threat. Function as indoctrination centers whose twin goals are the destruction of the US Republic and of Western civilization. Breeding grounds for enemies of the state, beyond reform. And one deals with them the way one deals logically with any national security threat. Academia is not dead. It's never been more alive. It's never been more effective at what it is intended to do. See, the left, they did something really smart. The left can't build things. The leftist mindset is to destroy. Jesse Kelly the other day, he made this tweet about people who are confused by queers for Palestine. Like if you're queer and you go to Palestine, they'll throw you off a building, they'll kill you. So like, how can you be a queer for Palestine? Oh, that's what Jesse said. Different fingers, same fist. That's it. Different fingers, same fist. The goal is to destroy. That's what the fist does. The goal is to destroy what is good, beautiful, and true. And they know, the left knows this. They know they can't build things. So they just decided to infiltrate things that already exist. And not only that, but things you have to buy, right? Like you have to send your kids to college. Of course, you don't have to, but you know what I mean, right? They say, if you want to be successful in life, you have to watch Disney movies. You have to shop at Target. You have to buy Bud Light. You have to watch the NFL. Notice the left, they didn't make a new woke NFL. They didn't make a woke beer company. They didn't make their own woke university. They just took over the things that already exist and say you have to buy them. You have to go to them. And they got away with it for a long time. It's taken a long time for people to wake up that, you know what, I don't have to do that, actually. But still, we're at a place where you're a weirdo for not engaging in these places and things. And they built this academia as their fortress. It's their fortress of wokeness. It's impenetrable. Literally tenured professors, super woke corporation boards. No one even knows how these corporations work. So they will be able to constantly churn out professionals forever. Nurses, doctors, lawyers, teachers, artists, journalists. They control the choke point of every professional class. So that's why it affects all of us. What happens on college campuses does not stay on college campuses. That's why all this college stuff matters. These places are breeding grounds for these types of people. This is where they create their woke foot soldiers who then go out and take over everything. And they're getting better at it, and they're getting younger with it too. It's now in our high schools, in our grade schools, all the way down to kindergarten. I think we know about it now. The question is, what do we do about it?